Hello, my name is Sam Elmore and I'm the Vice President of Communications for Sigma Phi Epsilon. So in this video, I will be explaining our excellence in external relations and why we are deserving of this award and all the things we have done throughout this past year that have improved our chapter as a whole related to external relations. So first discussing this, I think it's there's two levels of external relations. We have the organizational level, which is what I'm in charge of, but we also have the individual level of every member and their them being a representation of our chapter and the connections they build on an individual level as external relations. So looking at how our positive external relations kind of allow effective connection building within our community, I think we have our organizational level effective communication, such as the Instagram. We have a Facebook, a LinkedIn with alumni, and we also are participating in community events on the wide scale, and we have a lot of students involved in student leadership, which kind of gets us integrated on that community scale and using diverse forms of communication, such as like I said, the Instagram or the LinkedIn, maybe a more professional sense, and we can target different audiences, like targeting an older generation through Facebook, and maybe a younger generation through Instagram. And then throughout those, having consistency in our brand is something that kind of just represents us well. But then kind of building our connections through that. So through the Instagram, collaborating posts with other organizations within the community, such as during homecoming, participating in the social media competition, and building those relationships through our brand is something that is effective and kind of builds it with a variety of constituents that is widespread, whether it's a community in MGC and we're hosting an event with them, or a community within for philanthropy or something like that. And then also building those connections on a personal level. We have students involved in so many different student organizations around campus, leadership positions between club sports, student being the business administrators, dean's list, or dean's club that students are volunteering for. We can reach a widespread community through the diversity of our chapter. So building our brand through the organizational level of external relations and then capitalizing on it through those personal connections that our chapter has. Additionally, we engage with alumni and staff extensively. I think our alumni base is one of our strengths as a chapter, so we try to really capitalize on that. For example, we do a semesterly alumni newsletter, and we have a professional producer take our inputs and build it into something that's very high quality and consistent with the other forms of communication and high quality media that we have a standard for ourselves, and that is good in just representing our chapter. We can talk about all the things we've accomplished, and maybe some opportunities for alumni to get more involved. So through that, we started doing this newsletter advertisement format for our homecoming tailgate, which saw incredible success in the alumni attendance improvement. Additionally, we had an alumni golf tournament towards the end of the summer, which connected undergraduate students with the alumni on a more personal level. It was very close quarters. So kind of having a variety of events, maybe a larger populated event like homecoming, and we can capitalize on that through, or we can build that attendance through the newsletter and other forms of communication like that. Additionally, we're planning a career fair for the spring where alumni will once again kind of build those more personal connections in order to just build the relationship we have a large alumni base in Fort Collins, and building that relationship is important to us. And I think we've improved on that heavily, seen through our attendance at these golf tournaments and homecoming, and we're going to build on that and keep providing opportunities. Additionally, our AVC, our Alumni Council, is incredibly involved and helpful in one, building those relationships, but two, just in chapter management. We have monthly meetings with alumni. We have certain alumni come in to speak during chapter, which builds those relationships as well. And we're working together to run the chapter, which helps build those relationships further. Additionally, between the alumni and our faculty relationships, we have something called faculty fellows. And we just recently added a new faculty fellow, Ethan Billingsley, who's part of the Natural Resources Department. And he's already been an incredible resource for us. He took 20 of our members on a outdoor leadership rock climbing excursion, which was a spectacular membership development event. And so we're clearly trying to use the faculty to our advantage to build the best membership program and also build the relationships with the school and have people communicating on all levels. That's seen also with our involvement with the health center. We have the health center come and do presentations about stress or certain issues with mental health, anything like that. And that's, once again, just building those relationships. And now we have people we know in all different sectors of CSU that we can use and build relationships with and get our members better and more willing to give back to the community. Additionally, the parents receive this semesterly newsletter, and they are also invited to the homecoming tailgate, which is a great way, especially for our new members, to kind of have our parents understand what our chapter is about and the values and our home and everything about that. So building that personal relationship is essential with the parents, especially, and that's one of our biggest external communities. So that is one of our biggest events of the semester, and we put a lot of effort into that. And then going from that, we can still communicate with the parents through, honestly, Instagram and Facebook. Facebook for the older audience. Then we can continue to update them on what's happening within our chapter. And our Instagram has seen incredible engagement. We've had videos that have reached up to 15,000 views, 9,000 new accounts, and also parents DMing the account with pictures of their kids for their birthdays, and just pictures of their event, reposting our stuff, building off that, using that to the philanthropies, having the parents involved with the philanthropies, and making social media an effective route where we're posting high quality content and the parents are kind of getting more involved within that. Finally, just once again going back to just engaging with the external communities within CSU, Fort Collins, FSL. I think we do a very good job of that. On the basic FSL level, we have great attendance at all the community events. We have our chapter winning IFC Field Day, going to all the events that are required or voluntary. And I think additionally our involvement on student leadership really highlights those external relations on the personal level. We have 3 of our members are on the programming board. We have 3 members on IFC from the old board and the new board. And we have members on the joint judicial board. So having members kind of involved at every level helps build those personal connections, which then just spreads our impact, and we know more people within the FSL community to collaborate with and continue to build those relationships. And that's seen with our joint philanthropies, hosting a joint basketball philanthropy, and joint socials, and kind of any community event. We've tried to get cross-council events from MGC, Panhellenic, and involving ourselves the best we can within that FSL community. And then going on to the CSU community, once again, student leadership with students on ASCSU, with students on club sports teams, the business clubs, coding club. We have a lot of students involved in many activities, which builds those personal relationships extensively. We also involve ourselves in the community as a whole, the Fort Collins community, through building it into our membership development program. So we have challenges where members will volunteer for Special Olympics, or one class will volunteer with animal shelter. And so having these specific events built into our curriculum helps us involve ourselves on a personal level in that community within smaller groups. Involving ourselves in fall cleanup and other volunteer events really helps us build that connection with the community of Fort Collins. So between our high quality media output that reaches a large audience and builds this brand, and then kind of capitalizes on that through our reputation and building connections on a smaller level, we're really able to impact our community to a great extent. Thank you.